Are some of the guests on the major news networks actually wearing masks? Is this a major psyop that's going on? And the reason I ask is that there's a clip going around of a retired Navy Admiral, Robert Hayward, who was on Fox News yesterday talking about the Iran war. But it looks like it's not him. It looks like there's a latex mask that he's wearing. Let me show you the details, and if any of you know more about this than I do, get into the comments and educate us all, because this is disturbing. So on the bottom is the clip of retired Navy Admiral Robert Hayward. And again, I'm not saying this is true. We're just asking questions because this looks really strange. In the top right is an actual image of him, and in the top left is a screen capture from the video interview that's down below. I'll play that in a minute. But I want you to look at the top left picture, specifically around his neckline. There seems to be the ending of a mask that's just floating above his collar, and it doesn't seem like his facial features are even the same. And again, I don't pretend to know the answers, but this looks disturbing. Let me know what you think. I'm going to play this clip. It's less about what he's talking about. He's a war propagandist that's trying to psyop all of us on the Iran war. The bigger question of this video is what's going on, and is he wearing a mask? Check this out.
In Iran that not only hands over the nuclear material, stops threatening the Straits of Hormuz, but quits exporting the Islamic Revolution throughout the region, causing the collapse of Lebanon, Gaza, Yemen, Syria, and as well as stop their ballistic missile programs.
So again, look at his
neckline.
neckline.
The real center of
right above his blue or black undershirt.
The entity, the part of the U.S., the government in Iran that controls everything.
So obviously this was played in prime time, and again, the internet is abuzz. What's going on here? Is this guy not him? Is this just some character actor that's wearing a mask, saying all the right talking points? Let me show you another couple clips of this same thing that zoom in specifically on his neckline. So in this clip, you can see that they're zooming in and out of the person's neckline as this video that I showed you earlier is going on. So as you watch this again, it's bringing you right into the area where that's raising all the questions. What is going on there? Now, Fox News has said that it was a lighting issue and that it was a shadow. They've also said that they use masks on their filters for some of the guests, and this was a masking issue on the lens. I don't know if it's true or not, but again, as this is zooming in and out, you can get a better vantage point that there's something going on here. Again, here is a picture, a screen capture of exactly where they are in the neckline. So you can see here that, again, right above his black undershirt, there's just something that doesn't look right. You have his veins, his trachea, and then it stops. Now, this individual, and again, I don't claim to say this is true, but what he was doing was going through a voice analysis of a previous interview from this retired admiral and then yesterday's interview. And his postulate, again, not saying it's true, is that it was actually two different people. The mask is a true story because you can tell the difference that it's two different people when you listen to the voice differences. Let me play this for you. And again, tell me in the comments what you're hearing here.
Get involved, but again, their interests are at play here, but so are European interests, the rest of the Gulf nations, and so far every has time on his hands. He controls the narrative, he controls the strike capabilities, and he knows get involved, but again, their interests are at play here, but so are European interests.
So he's got a gravelly voice, kind of grumbly. I don't know. Clearly, you can see the difference between the two screen caps, the one on the left and the one on the right. He's smoothed out. There's definitely not as many wrinkles and skin definitions and lines, specifically in his neckline, around his trachea and his vasculature in his neck. It looks really different. I don't know. Again, I'll go back to this picture. This is the one of the zoom in on the picture, and here's the actual video going in and out on the clip. So we know that this kind of technology has obviously been around in Hollywood for decades, that actors in Hollywood and movies have done this for years with very sophisticated latex masks. But you know who else has also done this for years? Many, many, many decades? The CIA. And when I saw this discussion online about what's going on and is this true, I immediately thought of this clip. This is the lady that back in the 80s and early 90s was in charge of disguising some of our spies for the CIA. She was being interviewed, and in this clip, this is part of a collection for the International Spy Museum. But what she was talking about specifically is the CIA's use of latex masks and how she actually used one against the first George Bush in the Oval Office, and it fooled him completely. So listen to this story again and pay attention to these pictures. In fact,
10-year.
you can see here, that's her in the mask. She's a brunette, she's younger, she's got glasses on. But watch this clip and watch this interview, because at the end of this clip, you're going to see that she takes the mask off in front of George W. and kind of gives him a peek behind the curtain. Let's have a look at this.
So it was Brent Scowcroft, John Sununu, Bob Gates, Dan Quayle came in, and I was there wearing a mask. It was the end of a 10-year R&D program to develop that mask. So I briefed the president, and he did not know. But I must say, when I took it off.
So you can see here again in the back center, that's her taking the mask off. Obviously, totally different features, different hair, etc. And you can see the original George Bush in behind the desk, just kind of smiling and saying, that's a little different. So again, I don't know what we're seeing here. I'm just simply asking the question, and many of you in the community may know more about this than I do. Was that guest on Fox News yesterday wearing a mask? Or was it just a lighting issue or a filter on a lens that was kind of weird? I don't know. I'm curious what your thoughts are. And the bigger question that I'm leading all of us to, which is why I wanted to play this clip, is outside of if this admiral was him or not him, how often is this taking place? We know that psyops are happening all the time. They're happening certainly when the country's in a war posture. But is this a psyop? Is that what we're seeing? So again, we know that psyops happen, and it's irrespective of if it's our guy in the presidency with Trump or not, that this is ultimately something that the deep state uses to maneuver their interests around. We know that with MK Ultra, and we know that with other programs that the CIA and the deep state has used. My question ultimately is that what we were seeing yesterday? Is it even true? I don't know. If this was a lighting issue, a lens issue, or if it was a character actor that was up there propagandizing during prime time on Fox News. I'm curious what your thoughts are. The comments are wide open. Let us know what you think. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, we made it really easy for you to do that. Right over my left shoulder, you can click my face. That's the subscribe button for the channel. We'd love to have you along for the ride. We put 2 videos up here over my right shoulder that we think that you'll like. Go ahead and pick your favorite, and that's coming up next.